Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action, and today we're back once again with the regal Bretonnians, King Lewin Leoncoeur leading Bretonnia against the Vampire Counts. This is actually a replay from Aristodemos Salad Cup this last weekend, one of the games that I did not get to cast that was submitted as a winner of his replay contest, and it is an awesome replay, so I figured I would bring it to you all so that you all could enjoy it as well. Got a couple Knights of the Realm here, front line of some Foot Squires with Spearmen at Arms, Grail Guardians as well, just to tank things up. Got Holy Wardens of La Maison Tal, Foot Squires, Damsel Lore of Life, and of course Lewin and the Hippogryphs up in the air. Lewin with the Hippogryphs can do very well because of the Sword of Couronne lowering melee defense. That allows the Hippogryphs to do even more damage, can really alpha strike some targets very efficiently. For the Vampire Counts, we've got Manfred von Karstein with 2 units of Blood Knights, Terrorgheist and some Fellbats acting as a mobile vanguard. Then over here we've got Skeleton Spears, Graveguard in the main line with the Tithe as well, just to soak hit points. And we've also got the Dire Pack. You can see over here King Lewin being pretty aggressive, trying to catch out some of these units here. He could even just dive straight into these Blood Knights and probably do a ton of damage. Try and eliminate some of these high value targets early on, because the Bretonnian infantry support is a little bit closer than the Vampire infantry support. But at this point, pretty much a wash. Spirit Leech goes down on the Royal Hippogryph Knights, and they're going to go ahead and just charge in, like I said, straight into these Blood Knights here. Sword of Couronne gets dropped, and the other Blood Knights are going to go ahead and countercharge in, as well as Manfred. So both sides just dumping in healing as well, and putting in infantry support. A massive escalation in here. You can see the Blood Knights took the south end of that engagement for sure, but already a regrowth having to be used on the Royal Hippogryph Knights here, so it's tough to say who really came out on top there. Just purely cost-wise, I think the Vampires probably got the better of that engagement, but you can see both forces kind of resecuring here, getting ready to come in for a second push, if you will. Knights of the Realm over on this flank here, and the Bretonnians kind of using this to anchor the side of the formation. We've also got Grail Guardians sort of holding here. And yeah, Lewin and the Hippogryphs, it's going to be an interesting time against this air power and the Blood Knights. Obviously the Blood Knights will outclass Knights of the Realm, but with the support of Hippogryphs, that might turn out differently. Then again, we also have the Terrorgheist and Manfred, so it's going to be interesting. You can see the Terrorgheist comes in, starts to get some attacks on the Royal Hippogryphs, but honestly, he probably doesn't want to take this aerial engagement here. Lewin will do a number on Manfred, and the Hippogryphs can get us around and just mow down that Terrorgheist, so he honestly probably ought to just stand and take it there. But the Knights of the Realm are going to get engaged by Blood Knights here on the ground, and it does look like we're going to get some breath attacks as well. Lewin also charging in to support there. Let's see, yep, nice breath attack comes in, does some pretty solid damage to those Knights of the Realm. Meanwhile, this unit of Knights of the Realm also got some support from some Spearmen at Arms, plus Lewin, so this one will probably win out here. The other unit is definitely getting crushed by those Blood Knights, but Manfred and the Terrorgheist come in, the Flappy Birds come in here as well. Royal Hippogryph Knights getting attacks from the air on Manfred's head. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before, but nonetheless, another big old escalation here as all these high-value forces dive in, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. Lewin actually has to pull away here as the Knights of the Realm get routed off. A lot of the infantry support isn't there, so the Royal Hippogryph Knights have managed to pull away, and they're going to be pulling around for another timing push here. On the low ground, the Holy Wardens doing a great job kind of tanking things out. The Damsel in a little bit of trouble here. Grail Guardians also relatively healthy as well. Their 56 melee defense means that they'll tank quite a bit of damage from these Vampire Counts units. But this center pocket here, the Royal Hippogryph Knights came in, got a great charge on those Blood Knights, and that breath attack actually probably did more damage to the friendly Vampire Counts forces than anything. But Lewin comes in, Manfred also comes in. So yeah, we're going to just soak up some sweet cinematics of these Hippogryph Knights going to town on this center engagement here. This unit of Blood Knights pretty much gone. Another unit of Blood Knights very, very low, so the ground high-value targets for the Vampire Counts have taken a lot of damage. That being said, the Royal Hippogryph Knights down to only 4 models at this point. They are taking a lot of damage from Manfred, although they're dishing it out as well. There's the Blood Knights in here also. This Terrorgheist is going to come down and try and nom on one of them, so they'll try and disengage here, but another unit of Blood Knights the very tattered unit of Blood Knights, but still they're able to get a good charge in there, trap them in, do a little bit more damage. Knights of the Realm going to try and come bail them out, but it looks like 3, maybe only 2 will escape this situation possibly. But Lewin goes ahead, going to come down and try and finish the tithe off here real quick, let these spearmen do their thing. Meanwhile, the Graveguard that have been surrounded here by the Grail Guardians, Foot Squires, Holy Wardens just getting ground down. That being said, the big old Alpha Strike is coming. Grail Guardian's going to take a Spirit Leech here. And so we'll watch the cinematics of them holding back the tide of these Blood Knights, the Terrorgheists and everything, protecting the flank of these peasant forces here. Oh, a nasty breath attack comes in, does quite a bit of damage to those Grail Guardians there. You can see, unfortunately, they're not able to continue holding the line just due to the shock damage there. And the Vampire forces are going to be piling through into the flanks and sides of the formation here, if possible. Maybe, maybe not. Things are looking pretty grim for Bretonnia at this point, though. The Damsel's getting hunted by the Terrorgheist. We've only got 2 Royal Hippogryph Knights left. Lewin is still relatively healthy, but still, things are not looking great for Bretonnia at this point. We've got Holy Wardens in a very pitched late-game engagement here, trying to stand. They have pretty good leadership, and with the buffs, with Standing Ground active, obviously they'll have good melee defense, but baseline they don't have the greatest melee defense in the world. That being said, the Terrorgeist manages to get distracted at the very least by these Knights of the Realm and the Royal Hippogryph Knights, so that the Damsel is able to escape and then rally, so she can then come back in and maybe cast some more healing. Yep, looks like another Earthblood going down there, healing those Knights of the Realm, and more critically, the Royal Hippogryph Knights as well. And suddenly Lewin's able to catch out Manfred here on the other side of the infantry support, and he's going to be able to get in a few good hits while Manfred's distracted attacking the infantry. Very well played here, trying to pull back through his own lines to then get back up in the air. But the Royal Hippogryph Knights and, these Knights of the Realm are going to be waiting somewhat here. So yeah, these 2 Royal Hippogryph Knights just truly heroic, coming in with Lewin on this last stand here. And if they can finish off Manfred, then just by leadership, they'll probably be able to crumble away the rest of the Vampire Count's forces. 6 Blood Knights still fighting as well, but the Sword of Couronne hits everybody, and that melee defense debuff is going to be pretty critical in this late game stage, even against like the Graveguard, for example, that are fighting the Foot Squires. That melee defense debuff is very, very key here. You can see Lewin desperately trying to get back up in the air to finish off Manfred. He knows that if he can just finish off this filthy vampire caster, then the rest of the forces will crumble here. Very nice breath attack into those Foot Squires, and the Holy Wardens also getting very low on leadership here. This Damsel's also going to be in distress, but once more, the final Bretonian. Man, this guy, this one surviving Royal Hippogryph Knight is going to come in here and try and... Oh, nope. Well, too late. Oh well. Lewin, at the very least, incensed by this horrible display, is going to come in here and try and finish off Manfred in vengeance. Manfred does drop Invocation of the Heck on himself. He's pretty close to his healing cap, though. Lewin is at his healing cap, so both generals here going to be very, very key in this late game. But that being said, the ground forces for the Vampire Counts have just about been ground through. These few remaining Grail Guardians, we've got Foot Squires as well, and the Holy Wardens and everyone still grinding through these Graveguard, and they've just about finished them off. Zombie Summon is going to keep ground forces online, at least momentarily, but Lewin should be able to get a nice cycle charge situation here if he can get back up in the air and then continue to charge at Manfred. He's going to have to be a bit careful, though. If he takes an engagement up in the air against Manfred and the Terrorgeist alone, he could potentially get gooned out here, but we'll see. Nothing to do but charge in and try and finish off this filthy Vampire Count. And this is it right here, guys. I know the animations are a little bit bugged out because of the men-at-arms that are in the way, but gonna get some more zombie summons in here, it looks like. And there we go, Lewin gets a good hit there. And yeah, should be it. We'll see. Balance of power is not in Bretonnia's favor at this point, but every hit that Manfred takes there, it's going to start to swing the balance of power back and forth. And you can see Manfred's attacks actually get distracted and aren't hitting Lewin, which is very critical here as he starts to take a couple hits and down to only about 400 HP and less. He's actually crumbling at this point, so Manfred goes down to King Lewin, and with that, it's going to bring things back. You can see at this point it's just the summoned zombies and this TERRORGHEIST, and the TERRORGHEIST is going to get close to crumbling here. Sort of Corone dropped, and that's going to be pretty much GG. So we'll fast forward through the end as the Bretonnian forces continue to grind through here. King Lewin and what remains of his forces, a few key Grail Guardians here, and some peasants able to hold down the TERRORGHEIST and keep it crumbling. And yeah, that's it. Pretty much. Things are going to slowly tick to army losses here as eventually that TERRORGHEIST gives up the fight, but a very, very close battle. Great comeback by Bretonnia. Well played to both players. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. Super awesome game in terms of just thematics and everything. At the end of the day, 62 kills and 3 XP chevrons on those Royal Hippogryph Knights. They were just going straight into the meat grinder, just face-charging Blood Knights, which is a very bold strategy, but ended up working out pretty well. At the end of the day, it was very, very close, but King Lewin able to finish off Manfred in the late game there after the Blood Knight support was mostly gone, and that obviously was very key. Likewise, bringing the Foot Squires plus the Holy Wardens, they were able to actually win the infantry fight pretty well. Normally, Graveguard will be a big problem for Bretonnia to deal with, but those Foot Squires able to cut through things with no problems. Holy Wardens also doing quite well. Grail Guardians, 81 kills, and they did help hold the line as well, so I actually quite like this build from Bretonnia. Very, very powerful stuff. Having the Damsel on a horse would obviously be a little bit better, but at the same time, having her on foot means she'll get knocked around and won't necessarily take as much damage, so it's hard to say. And 146 kills on Spearmen at Arms. I mean, I know they were probably, that was the unit fighting the Tithe, but still, it's a pretty impressive amount of kills, considering they are literally filthy peasants. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.